case isn't a frontal tumor with complications. It's a 10-year-old boy, a real kid with a brain disease that might kill him.
Oh, we're way past might at this stage. Maybe days or weeks.
You know, I don't want you consulting on my cases anymore.
Afraid
all
it
right?
might show you up. Can't blame you.
No, because your bedside manner stinks.
That depends on which bed and who's in it.
You treat your patients like they're lab specimens.
I'm a surgeon, not a social worker.
You could treat them like people.
Well, now that's what I call nursing. I'm here to examine the patient.
Well, you know what? His name is Jason. Thank you. And, be outside, okay?
You're a lucky man. Not just because I'm your surgeon. So what's your story? This is me acting interested in you as a patient, not just a person, as per request from Dr. Scorpio. Why'd the nutcase try to kill you?
I'm a coffee importer.
So Mr. Tattoo Man got a bad bunch of beans, is that it? Wanted a cappuccino and got an espresso? You can understand me, right? These words are making sense?
Yes, they are.
Good.
Hey, so, how's he doing?
Amazingly well. Thanks to my surgery skills and the prospect of waking up next to you every morning, he should be fine.
Oh, that's great.
But why is a woman like you mixed up with a drug dealer?
Drug dealer? Jason?
If that guy's a coffee importer, I'm the janitor.
No, Jason hates drugs. He doesn't even go near them.
Right, never sample the merchandise. I get it.
No, you don't get it.
Look, I'm not making accusations. I'm just saying I think you could do a lot better.
Really? Okay, well, why don't you try this? You don't need to know what Jason does for a living. And if you try and hit on me again, he'll kill you.
Hey, so I know how much you hate hospital food, so I made a special trip for you. Deli Supreme from the Sandwich Meister. You remember?
Yeah, I do. Thanks.
And some fresh squeezed lemonade. Careful.
Fresh squeeze, I haven't had that for a long time.
Used to be one of your favorites.
Yeah, when I was living in a boxcar.
It's not even there anymore. I just happened to drive by it. I guess a lot has changed since then.
Yeah. You haven't.
Really? You don't think so?
You know, you're still, very passionate about your work. You like helping people. And you still love being right.
Yes, I do. Which I'm sure can be very annoying sometimes. I wish that I could be more objective like you, especially when I'm doing my research.
Well, because of your research, I got back the last 10 years of my life, so thank you.
Well, I should be thanking you for hanging on just a little bit longer and justifying my work. I guess we always had that understanding between us. I always liked that about you, that we could just sit there for hours and not really say anything. I gotta go to a staff meeting, but enjoy your sandwich.
Need to break the news, but he's already taken. Talk about your bedside manner. You were about to jump right in with him, weren't you?
Jason is an old friend. I brought him lunch.
Your own little picnic, right here on the 10th floor. Fluorescent lights, ambient machine noise, the smell. Doesn't get much more unprofessional than that.
Are you calling me unprofessional?
Why don't you just admit that you're in love with him?
Hey, you been paid yet?
Get back in bed.
If you finished your job and you got paid, you don't need to be here. Get me another doctor.
If you don't get back in bed, I'll have you sedated. And if that doesn't work, I'll put you in restraints. I'm not gonna have you retroactively botch my brilliant surgery because you're moving around too fast.
That's my life, sorry.
Fine. But if you want to keep breathing, you'll do as you're told. Get him in bed.
Sorry, he has a horrible attitude. Just ignore him, okay?
You put up with that guy to save my life.
Of course I did. You know, I'd do anything to help you.
Hey.
Hey, I'm glad you're back. Jason tried to get out of bed. I just settled him back in.
What were you doing out of bed?
Just make sure he stays put, okay? And you listen to her.
Did you get Jason into bed, so to speak?
God, you're such an idiot.
Don't be so defensive. Can't help it if you're in love with the guy. Usually it's the other way around. Grateful patient falls in love with the doctor.
Jason and I have a history. That's all.
And now, thanks to your research, you can remember it. Too bad you couldn't save Jason's life, though maybe he'd be as grateful as you want him to be.
Well, he's alive. That's justification enough for me having to put up with you.
You're just mad I saved him when you couldn't. That's quite the torch you're carrying. But I have to wonder, why even look twice at such a loser?
Why would you ever call him that?
Not a big fan of drug dealers.
Who told you Jason was a drug dealer?
I got suspicious when the tattooed psycho tried to kill him during brain surgery, but maybe that's just me.
Jason is not a drug dealer. He's a coffee importer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. His girlfriend already tried that one. She also said he's a mob enforcer.
Oh, and you don't believe her? Why don't you yell at Jason again, just like you did? Make him mad, or better yet, hurt someone he cares about and see what happens.
So when people disappear, my patient is the one responsible.
Well, you said yourself that you were suspicious when someone came in the OR waving a gun around.
I had better things to think about, like operating by flashlight, but I was under the impression the tattoo guy had a personal grudge against Jason. Then Carly and her husband showed
Sonny
up.
Corinthos.
Right, Sonny. You know, come to think of it, I could believe he's a kingpin. So Jason's his enforcer?
You know what? I don't know anything about Sonny's business, but he doesn't deal drugs. And yes, Jason is a very dangerous man. He just doesn't need to broadcast it.
Well, if I kill people for a living, I wouldn't either.
You know what? That's why I'm so unimpressed with your imitation of this tough guy with a heart. Because I've actually been with the real thing.